Like, hi, I'm Trey. I have high porosity hair. Hi guys, welcome back to As Told by Ray. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about hair. Now, specifically, we're going to be talking about the difference between low porosity hair and high porosity hair. So if you are on your natural journey and you're trying to figure out what kind of hair do you have, what does porosity even mean, how do you find out which one that you have, stay tuned and keep on watching this video. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell, and also give this video a big thumbs up. When you guys give thumbs up on videos, it lets me know that you like the kind of content that I'm putting out, and I'll create more content like that. Yeah, so if you want to get more in detail about how to figure out what kind of hair you have, keep on watching. When it comes to natural hair, porosity is probably the biggest factor. Not even when it comes to natural hair, it just comes to hair overall. It is so important to know your specific hair type, because that's going to determine what products are going to work best for you and which ones aren't. Have you ever gone to the store and bought all of these different products and just like none of this worked? Well, you probably bought products that are not geared towards the kind of hair that you have. And that is also it just leads to just wasting money and feeling like there's not a product out there that's specifically for you. But that is not the case. Once you kind of go through my tips and learn like what your hair type is, I promise you, when you start buying products that are geared towards the needs of your hair is going to be a whole lot better. Now, let's get into what porosity actually means. Porosity just means kind of like, think of it, the pores in your hair. So the cuticles on the shaft of your hair are either open, which is high porosity, or closed, which is low porosity. So the more open that your hair cuticles are, your moisture has more opportunity to get into your hair, but also it will leave your hair quickly. If your cuticles are closed on your hair, that means your hair is going to have a really hard time getting moisture in or out. You're just going to have a hard time all around. So if you have high porosity hair, like I said, your cuticles are going to be open, and you will see that your hair will moisturize very easily. So it will take products in very easily. But on the flip side, you will notice that your hair gets dry very quickly. That's because the cuticles are open. Also, if you have high porosity hair, your hair will tend to tangle easily. Now, it doesn't mean your hair is nappy or anything like that, but you will notice that your hair is tingly. I will actually insert a clip of my hair when it is bone straight and still getting tangled, because I have high porosity hair. So it doesn't even mean that if your hair is in its curliest state or if it is in its straightest state, your hair is still going to get tangled. And that's just because the cuticles are open. So when they rub against each other, it causes friction and it then causes a tangle. Now, the next thing is your hair will kind of absorb water very easily. So when you get in the shower to wash your hair will instantly be soaking wet and kind of weight it down from the water. But as soon as you get out, it seems like your hair is like instantly dry. If that's happening to you, you most likely have high porosity hair. Another thing that you can do is you can take one strand of hair. I obviously have my little space buns in, so I can't do this trick. You can take one strand of hair and like rub your fingers up and down. And if you feel like little ridges, that is the actual opening of the cuticle of your hair. So that if you can feel that, you'll know that you have high porosity hair. Now, on the flip side, if you have low porosity hair, like I said, that means the cuticle is closed. All the cuticles of your hair are going in the exact same direction and they're closed. They're not really open, so you're not getting moisture in. If you are deep conditioning your hair and you still feel like your hair is not getting moisturized, it's because your cuticles are closed. If you are getting in the shower and it takes minutes for your hair to feel fully drenched and feel weighted down by the water, that's another sign of low porosity hair. Another thing that you can do is take like a spray bottle and just spray your hair, and you can literally see the beads of water sitting on top of your hair. That's really a sign that your cuticles are like extremely tight together. They're extremely close, so it's not allowing even something as thin as water to penetrate your hair. Now, it's harder to dye low porosity hair, so if you've ever tried to like dye your hair or anything like that and you're not really getting that vibrant color that you want, that's a sign of a low porosity hair. I know it sounds kind of crazy, like all of these different things kind of go into the hair type that you have, but that's typically what it means. Now, again, with the strand test, if you rub your fingers up and down your hair, it's going to feel completely smooth. You're not going to feel those tiny little ridges that a person with high porosity has, because all of the cuticles are laying down and they're going in the same direction. Now, one last thing that you will notice if you are on the low porosity end is you will tend to get a lot of product buildup. Now, you're experiencing the buildup because the cuticles are closed and it's not allowing your hair to absorb any of the oils, any of the moisturizing products that you're using. So you'll get, if it's gel or something like that, you'll see a ton of product buildup. Even if you're using leave-in conditioners, you will start to see product buildup. That's what that means. Now, there are different things that you can do for your hair. And one of those things is when you're washing your hair and doing your wash routine, there's the LOC method. If you have heard of that, that just means liquid, oils, creams. Depending on the type of hair that you have, will kind of depend on the method that you want to apply your products. Like for me, I have high porosity hair. All of the traits, I meet that. Like, hi, I'm Trey. I have high porosity hair. When I do my hair routine, I do my liquid products first, then I do my oil products to kind of seal the strands and try to get just try to keep as much moisture as possible, and then I'll put the heavier products like my creams on top of the oils. That method works best for me and it helps my hair retain moisture. If I try to do it the opposite way, my hair is going to be dry very, very quickly. So the method that you're doing will kind of aid in your hair and also the products that you're using. One thing that I like is a lot of brands are starting to expand their collections to target and make it easier for people to identify what kind of hair that you have, or you'll find products like this product is geared just for low porosity hair. So you already know if you are me on the high porosity spectrum, that product is not meant for you. You don't need to pick that product up because that product is going to be super moisturizing for someone with low porosity hair, and it's going to be able to penetrate the strands of their hair. But for someone like me who has high porosity hair, it can cause my hair to be over moisturized. And yes, you can over moisturize your hair. It is a delicate balance, and you need to use products that are going to level yourself out. You don't want to be overly moisturized, and you also don't want to be super duper dry. You want to be right in the middle. So a brand that has great products that are geared and directed towards high porosity and low porosity hair is Shea Moisture. I have tried their high porosity hair products and I absolutely love them. Like I said, it's right on the label. It makes it super easy to identify. I don't have to read the ingredients. I don't have to do anything. I can just grab those products off the shelf, put them in my cart, and keep on going. That's amazing. Now, there are going to be some other things, and you just have to really, really do some research. But like I said, brands are expanding more and more and making it a lot easier. If you have high porosity hair, something that I suggest for you is doing protein treatments. Because the cuticles of your hair are open, your hair is craving that protein because hair strands are made of protein. So if your hair is lacking that, you need to put that in your hair. Now, do not do a protein treatment every single time you wash your hair. You're going to damage your hair so bad if you do that. Just stay away from that. Don't do that. You want to do your protein treatments about twice a month. Myo Organics just came out with a rice water treatment. Like the whole line is just rice water. Or you can find videos on YouTube and make rice water at home. Those are great for people with high porosity hair. On the flip side, if you have low porosity hair, I would not recommend doing rice water. I just wouldn't do it because your hair is not craving that protein, and rice water is a protein. You can overdo it and cause damage to your hair. Now, I've watched a ton of videos of people who have either really liked rice water, and then people who really hated it and said that it damaged their hair. And for those people that damaged their hair, just like me looking at their hair, they seem to have low porosity hair, and they didn't need that much protein in their hair in the first place. So really be careful and do as much research as possible. Like, don't just take my video as 100% fact. Read articles, watch other videos, get as much information as possible so that you are making a sound decision when it comes to your hair care products. Another thing that you can do is the water test. So you'll take a cup of water and you'll pull out a strand of hair, drop your hair in the cup. If your hair automatically sinks to the bottom, girl, you 100% have low porosity hair. If your hair just kind of hangs out and floats at the top for a couple minutes before slowly starting to sink in the cup, that means that you have low porosity hair. That is probably the easiest test, the like dead giveaway of what you're gonna have. So I personally just suggest go ahead and try it out. Use some, like, just use Google and things like that. There are hundreds of blogs and sites for women with natural hair. Brands who target women with natural hair should have something on their website to let you know which products that are in their collections are going to work well with high or low porosity hair. Like I said, two brands that I mentioned, Shea Moisture has brands that are already done. It's right on the label, and I know for sure that those products are in Target. You can go and pick those up. And Mayo Organics is starting to move towards that end. I know they have like a blog section that is really good, has a lot of useful tips and things like that. And if you just like search in their feature, you can find all of their articles that they have on high porosity and low porosity hair and which products that they have that will benefit that. Those are two of my favorite brands. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I've got. I hope that this helped someone. I hope that this made sense. If it doesn't, leave me some comments below and I will try to answer all of them and explain it as best I can. I hope that, like I said, I hope that this helps with your natural hair journey, and it makes it a lot easier when you're going to the store. It saves you money on purchasing a lot of products that just aren't for you, and you can make better purchasing decisions and really find hair products and find a routine that is going to help your hair flourish and grow all the way to the floor. So yeah, please make sure you are subscribed if you watched all the way to the end of this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.